want to be great, you got to work at it, right?
What up, New York Giant Nation? It's your boy, Mac the Giants fan, and this is the True Blue Aftermath. Whew. New York Giant Nation, man. Do we need to say anything more, man? Look, I get it. They battled back late in the game, gave us a couple of thrills down the stretch, gave us a little bit of, sliver of hope, but not able to get the job done. And the reality is, I mean, they came out once again and just got outplayed overall. I mean, Jackson Dart doing everything he can once again. Out there, young man slinging it, doing what he can do. But when you got limited resources, man, it is what it is, man. Darius Slayton dropping yet another big touchdown pass in the end zone, man. Dropped it right in your hands, man, and you got to make that play, bro. Just a play that got to be made. Darius Slayton with two big drops in this game today, two huge ones, man, and one being the touchdown. We gotta figure out a way to do better. Like this is just ridiculous, man. You got to get Jackson Dart some proper weapons around him. Tyrone Tracy had a tremendous game today overall. Tremendous effort from Tyrone Tracy, and Abdul Carter looked like a number 3 overall pick. Finally, I mean, those are a couple of positives to take away from the game today. I mean, Abdul Carter looked like absolutely the number 3 overall pick in the NFL draft today. Went out there and was just balling, man. Had a big sack, had some tackles for losses. Had the 2 forced fumbles. You got to give credit where credit's due. Abdul Carter, you've been in the media a lot for all the wrong reasons the last few weeks, and stepped it up this week. I will give you that. I mean, it was definitely a rock solid effort from the number 3 overall pick. But with that being said, once again, New York Giants coming up short, man. You get that big pass off to Theo Johnson to get you down in the scoring position. Then you get the penalty that lines you up right at puts the ball right at the 1 yard line. Come away with nothing there. Came away with nothing in that situation against the Washington Commander defense. The Washington Commander defense. You had 4 chances to put that ball in the end zone against the Washington Commanders defense, and you couldn't get it done. First and goal from the 1. You get Jackson Dart banged up. James Winston's out for second and third down. Nothing doing. Dart comes back in for 4th down. Now they would have made the connection. You got to get points there. You got to get a touchdown there. Point blank and period. Point blank and period. Young Way cool, couple big misses. Look, today's weather situations, I'm not really putting that too much on them. Not an ideal day for field goal kickers at MetLife Stadium, man. I've been being in that stadium as many times as I've been in that stadium. I know when that wind gets thrown, I know what it's like in there, man. And it's rough. Not an ideal day for kickers. So 50 plus yard kicks was not going to be, some kind of, routine thing today, obviously. So I'm not even really is going to get too upset with him missing those couple of kicks. I mean, it would have been nice to be able to bang at least one of them in, but at the end of the day, look, this is where we are, man. And where we are is now at 2-12 on the season. 2-12, still holding on strongly to the number 1 overall pick in the draft. I guess that's a positive come out today, is that we still hold on to that at least. And for whatever that's worth. I mean, I'm personally still on the side of winning football games, because that's what it's all about. That's what they go out there to do. But at the end of the day, preserving that number 1 overall pick, I guess, does have some value as well, man. But Marcus Mariota, man, went out there today. I mean, he did what they needed him to do. Nothing spectacular for Washington, but he did what they needed him to do. He made the throws when he needed to make them. And I take my hats off to him, backup quarterback coming in and getting the job done for his team. Bill, the kid they call Bill, man, he's been fairly quiet over the course of the last several weeks, but of course, going against the New York Giant defense, and then Probably wake. That's one recipe to wake most players up, man. He woke up big time. 18 carries, 96 yards on the day. So I mean that's had a lot to do with what was going on. They just ran the ball right down the New York Giants' throat, and like I said, here we are. The lead the New York Giants probably. I think the New York Giants had a little bit more. Had ended up having more yards offensively than Washington, but still at the end of the day, this was the result. Like I said, Dart played solid, man. Once again, another solid performance overall. He had the interception that was kind of, kind of shitty, but what are we gonna do? Yeah, we're not getting that Fernando. Man. We got our quarterback, Dion, man. We good. I'm good with Jackson Dart right here. I'm good. Everything I see from this kid, I'm good with, man. He's a baller. He gets the job done. He prepares well, and I'm satisfied. We got bigger fish to fry. We need weapons around him, man. Touchdown passes continuously getting dropped. He can't. That's out of his control, man. He's putting balls where they need to be, man, for the most part. And guys got to start making plays, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what you're watching, Dion, man. Dart was putting balls where he needed to be, man. Like I said, Darius Slayton dropped that big touchdown pass earlier in the game, and that's been a constant thing all season with a lot of these New York Giant receivers, man. Just putting balls on the ground, not hanging on to it. It's not Dart. Dart's putting the ball where it needs to be. Like I said, once again today, man, if Darius Slayton catches that touchdown pass, we're talking about a whole different outcome in this ball game just from that alone, possibly. Those are plays that need to be made, man. Like I said, all Dart can do is go out there and put it where he needs to be. I'm not interested in Mendoza whatsoever. I feel good about Jackson Dart going forward. I feel like they need to target get some another receiver in here, another big play receiver, because Wandale, for what I like about Wandale Robinson, he's not a traditional number two for sure, and right now he's our number one, and that's just not what he does. He's a little slot guy, get him in open space, and he can make some plays. We need another legitimate threat on the outside to pair up with Malik Neighbors and give Jackson Dart that to work with. And I think you'll see a whole lot of things. I think with the New York Giants got in the backfield as far as a committee, it's pretty solid as well. Offensive line, since Andrew Thomas came back, plays a lot better. I just don't. I can't agree with Dart. I'm more than satisfied with Jackson Dart and everything he's doing. I think he's right now going to be a strong candidate for Offensive Rookie of the Year for a very valid reason, because he's definitely been the best rookie quarterback this season thus far. But I think that's not even debatable. So, like I said, I'm satisfied with Jackson Dart. We got to build this thing up around him now. We finally got a quarterback. There's no need to shuffle that. No need to go, trying to pull another card out there. We don't need that. I feel like let's just continue growing with Dart, man. I think we'll be all right, man. But I know your feelings on Dart, and I respect him. You know what I mean? But I was kind of in on what you were the offseason stuff before we got to see him, got eyes on him. But this kid, man, he's not what we saw at Ole Miss at all, man. I think he's adapted to the NFL game very well. I mean, I feel like he's adapted to the NFL game pretty well. He's made the adjustments from what he was doing in college, man, where he was pretty much, it was just where he didn't look like a quarterback that was ready for NFL in college. To me, he didn't. I agree with you. I was upset with the pick back in April. I really was, but he made me a believer, man. Just from watching this kid work, he's made me a believer throughout the preseason, and then what he's been able to do since he gets stepped on the field. Like I said, by far, he's been the best rookie quarterback this season. I mean, by far, not even close. Not Cam Ward's not even in discussion for that. Tyler Show, Shador, we're seeing from Shador, Dylan Gabriel, like those guys are not in the conversation. Jackson Dart has by far been the best rookie quarterback this season, and I'm satisfied with him. Like I said, I just want to, I just kind of want to continue to grow with him. Like I said, we just need. Got to also remember, like I said, his first start against the Chargers back a couple months ago. Now he lost Malik Neighbors in that game. So he's only had an opportunity to play one half of football with Malik Neighbors, not even a whole, because Malik Neighbors got hurt in the second quarter of that game. So and then he lost Cam Scatterbo a couple weeks after that. So it's been rough, man. He's been holding it down, I think, man. He really has, but he just doesn't have a lot of help, especially when it comes to the New York Giants receivers, man. It's bad, man. That interception he threw, it looked like he was trying to throw the ball targeting Jalen Hyatt. At this point, I don't even know why he would even do that. Jalen Hyatt has just been a disappointment, and he's definitely not going to do anything to help you. Even though that was a poor throw on Jackson Dart's part, that interception was definitely all on Jackson Dart. He just put the ball. He did put the ball in a bad place there. So I feel we will have this conversation a year from now. You coming out bad relationship and in love with the new girl. I mean, look, I'm coming out of a very bad relationship. You're right about that. I mean, you're right, but and this is definitely, but this is it's just what you know. Come on, you know when you see it, man. This kid's balling, man. This kid's playing. I mean, I get it. Maybe next year, defensive coordinators have a little more tape on them, and it could be some different results for him. But I feel like there's enough tape on him right now that people are still not totally able to contain him, man. You know, sure, the running hasn't been exactly the same as it was early on. He's kind of slowed that down already, but you know what I mean? That slowed down a little bit. Guys are kind of keeping him a little more bottled up in the pocket. But I like that better anyway. I like it better because I feel like he's better off script when he's on those scrambles anyway. And I'm glad to see that we definitely calling a lot less design runs. But as long as he learns how to protect himself, I think he'll be all right, man. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm a realist. I understand that like, once these guys get an off season to really study tape and break down tape of him, man, because he's going to be obviously under the microscope a little bit. They're going to be obviously they know he's proven to be a weapon, that somebody that you got to, as you know, you got to account for. So guys are going to come in. I mean, you'll see. Like I said, but I believe in this kid's preparation. I think he prepares well. I feel like I said, from what I thought he was just coming out of college, is he's far and away superior to that. I just thought he was going to be like that guy that we saw in the Lane Kiffin offense down at Ole Miss, and he's not. I mean, he's proven to look like a legitimate NFL talent, man. And I'm pleased. Like I said, he got me to eat the crow a little bit. Like I said, I was upset, very upset back in April. Upset back in April. We traded up to get this kid because I agree with you then. I thought that he wasn't necessarily an NFL type of quarterback. I thought it was going to be a mess. And you know, well, we'll see. We'll get him one more time in the last game. You ain't seen him yet, man. So you ain't got a chance to see Jackson Dart yet. The first time we played y'all, he was still not the starter yet. So we'll see. We'll see what y'all got the week 11, the last game of the season, because it could be a game y'all still need. Y'all still ain't out of it yet, man. The Eagles, they did win today, but look, they're playing the Raiders, and they got a couple more tough games left, man. So we'll see. See if that last game is something that y'all got to go out there and truly play for, because then that'd make that game a lot more interesting. But it's the thing about Jackson Dart with me. It's he looks like a leader out there. Like it just you can he's everything that Daniel Jones wasn't for the New York Giants. Because even when Daniel Jones would have his little success that he would have with the Giants, it just still was never. It never looked like what you see when you watch Dart play. It just doesn't. He didn't never had that confidence. Jackson Dart plays with confidence. I think that's the biggest thing, and I think that's what I like about him the most is how confident he is. He knows his abilities. Like I said, I do want to see him protect himself a lot better, but I think he is starting to get it. He actually cleared a couple of times a day in the game. I mean, I was actually good to see instead of just taking big hits. But yeah, he's got to stay out of that blue medical tent. He definitely has to stay out of it. He's been in that way too many times this season. And that is an issue. The fact that he's, what is he, like 8, 9 games into his career, whatever it is, and he's already missed more games in his career than Eli Manning missed in his 16 years career. That's a little troubling for me personally. But I think as time comes on, he'll start to understand and get the picture, man. But it's just more about this team in general and how this team just loses the way they lose. Nobody knows how to lose football games like the New York Giants. Nobody does, man. They're professional losers at this point. Professional losers. Nobody. No, I've never seen it like this is just it's bad. Right now, you're holding on to number one overall pick, which means you're probably I guess technically the worst team in football. Technically, even though I think the Raiders could be thrown into that equation as well. I mean, Tennessee ain't exactly great either. You see Cleveland is, there's a lot of teams. We're bunched up with a few teams that are just a hot mess. You know what I mean? But the way we continue to just lose football games, man, it's troubling to me. That's why, like I say, as soon as week 18 is over with, as soon as that last whistle blows against the Cowboys, man, don't even hesitate, man. The whole regime, they must go. They must go. And you got to get rid of Joe Shane. You can't think you're going to bring a legitimate head coaching candidate in here to work under Joe Shane after what Joe Shane has done over the course of the last 4 years with the New York Giants team. It's just been a mess. You got to let this whole regime go. You got to fire them all, everybody, top to bottom. Don't even interview Mike Kafka for the head coaching position because there's no way he's getting it anyway. So what's the point of wasting an interview on him? That's ridiculous. He has not earned that based off of what we're seeing. I mean, look what come on. First and goal from the 1 yard line against the Washington Commander defense, and you can't punch it in the end zone. 4 straight opportunities, and you can't punch it in the end zone against the Washington Commander defense. You can't draw something up to get it in the end zone against them. In that situation, a defense that has been absolutely horrible all season, a defense that has got bent over all season, a defense that has stopped no one all season, and you can't get it in from the 1 yard line against them? You can't draw something up to put it in the end zone against that defense? Come on. That's why we lose football. That's why we're professional losers. This New York Giant team, it's a mess. And I don't think the players are all as bad as it may seem. That's why I said the regime got to go. There has to be a disconnect somewhere with the coaches. This has just been it's just been terrible. This is another football game where there's no reason why we shouldn't have been able to win this game. There's no reason. But you get the effort. You're coming off the bye. You get the effort that you get. And this is what bad football teams do, man. That's what the New York Giants are, man. They're a bad football team. Very, very, very bad, man. And I've never looked forward to the offseason as much as I am right now. I just want to get these last 3 games out the way as fast as possible. And let's just get to the offseason because there's nothing interesting about watching this New York Giant team on Sundays. I missed the great Buffalo Bills and Patriot game watching this damn stupid ass Giants and Commanders game. Like this is what I'm talking about right here, man. As a football fan now, I'm just starting to get angry because I'm missing good football watching this sorry ass pathetic New York Giants every week. Just punishing myself out here trying to call myself making content about a team that don't give me nothing to make any kind of good content about. Last place again, fellas. Cellar dwellers again. Couldn't even overcome the Washington Commanders. Complete the season sweep on you. And if you lose to the Cowboys in week 18, you will have only won one NFC East contest in the last 2 seasons. Let that also sink the fuck in, New York Giants. There's no pride on this football team. But outside of New York Giant football, let me just shout out one person I'd like to shout out real quick because he's about to take down my boy's record. And just much respect to Myles Garrett, man. He is now officially 1 sack away from officially being the single season sack king, and it's well deserved. Myles Garrett has been on a tear. Props to Myles Garrett, man. Probably on his way to Defensive Player of the Year because I just don't see how you could even at this point make a case for anybody else now. So shout out to Myles Garrett, man. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Which has been another terrible year for the Cleveland Browns, as we've seen. he is still once again their one and only shining star, man. And I do gotta give him some props. He do want to take down Michael Strahan's record. Much respect to Myles Garrett, man. He's not only gonna take it down, he's probably gonna take it down and add a few more onto it. I gotta say, with 3 games left, I just don't. I can see Myles Garrett maybe potentially getting shit as many as maybe 6 more sacks or so. Shit, it wouldn't catch or kill me. It wouldn't surprise me if he got like 2 a game for the next 3 games and tacked on about 5 extra sacks onto that record. It just wouldn't shock me. That's how phenomenal a talent he is. But this is where we at. I'm having to give props to other players and other teams on the Giants Aftermath show because I don't have any more thing else to really say about the New York Giants. What more can I say? Like I said, it took 15 weeks for Abdul Carter to wake the fuck up and actually look like the number 3 overall pick. I mean, sure, was it good to see him play as effectively as he was today? Sure, it was. But we needed that all season. That's the effort we needed all season long, and it shouldn't have took this long to get it. Like I said, Dart once again his usual self played well overall. Other than the bad interception, that was pretty bad. But other than that, still pretty much played well. Touchdown pass to Tyrone Tracy was phenomenal. Another good touchdown pass to Wan'Dale Robinson. Another great, what should have been touchdown pass to Darius Slayton. It should have been, but Darius Slayton doing what Darius Slayton does. And Theo Johnson with another solid performance. That kid has really woken up after rough start to the season, where myself included ready to sit his ass down on the bench and because he couldn't catch anything with his brick hands. But he's definitely been better over the last month. Another solid game for him as well. But all for naught. Andrew Thomas continuing his all-pro season at tackle. That's I don't know. That's all we got, man. Nothing more, nothing less, man. This is just sad day, man. New York Giant and New York Giant history once again. Another just sad year. Another just another lost year. Home for the holidays. Seeming to be a usual thing for the New York Giants nowadays, man. This is where we are, man. This is who we've become. We've become the laughing stock. We've become the joke of the league, man. Can't get right. Just can't get right. Can't find a way to figure it out. Can't seem to do anything the right way, man. Special teams touchdown. I'm going to talk about that for a second. I didn't talk about that. I meant to bring that up as well because if you remember the punt return prior to the touchdown, if you remember, he almost busted that one open. So in true New York Giants form, which is once again back to the regime, why I said they all got to go. In true New York Giant form, you don't adjust anything, and you just allow you out there with the same punt coverage. And this time, they was able to just bust it right up the gut, right up the middle, whole middle of the field, just wide open. Boom! This time to the house. As if you didn't learn anything from the first one that he almost took to the house. That's just, just the small things. It's the little things, man. It's those little things, those little details. The difference between winning and losing. And you always find yourself on the losing end of them New York Giants. You always find yourself on the losing end. I don't know what y'all want to do, man. But if I feel like if you're making a mistake, if you bring any of these guys back next year, you're making a mistake. It's clearly all they've instilled in the New York Giants is a losing mentality. You got to clean it up. You got to get somebody with credibility, actual credibility. Look, not trying to knock the new guys trying to come up, but I'm not really for some little hotshot new coordinator. Ben Johnson Bears is lightning in the bottle for the Bears. I get that. It seemed to work out. But I know everybody's in love with the with my man out there in Green Bay, the D coordinator in Green Bay. a couple guys out there, the guy with the Rams, coordinator with the Rams, that people are in love with. But I just really want somebody with some credibility. What's going on, Coach? How you doing today, man? Just another day, another New York Giant L. You know how it is, Coach, man. Just what are we gonna do, man? What are we gonna do with this team? They just can't seem to get right. But yeah, they need to get somebody legitimate name in here, man. Like I never was a huge Mike McCarthy fan, but he's a winner. He's been a proven winner. Somebody like that, just somebody with actual credibility that can come in and command the room, and guys are going to respect, man, and put this team on notice, man. Because this team right now, I think that's just a lot of the problem, man. These, it, this team, the players at this point don't feel that. I don't think they have a reason to respect these coaches, man. And it just looks like that on the field. It's just a lazy effort a lot of the times, man. There's times where I feel like this team is not playing. And I get it at down the end, that stretch, they made couple turnovers and made those couple plays to try to, to get back into this football game, and they nearly did, but it's we don't get four quarters from this football team, and that's a reflection of coaching. It just is. Like that's totally that's a reflection of that, man. And where do we go from here? I don't know. If we do hang on to that number one overall pick, what do we do with that? These are all questions that I'm going to love digging into once we actually get to the off season officially. Even though technically, as New York Giant fans, we are pretty much in the off season already. I mean, pretty much. So we will see. But once we actually get to the off season, that's gonna be the kind of content you're gonna get from me is just trying to figure out and look into what this team is going to be looking for when we get to free agency, and looking at what this team's going to be looking for and hiring a coach and that process. If the possible, we need to hire a new GM. All those things, man, can be accounted for. Are going to be the things that you're going to be hearing me talk about a lot on this channel. I mean, he's not necessarily a guy that. I'm just saying in general. Like, I need somebody with some form of credibility here. Like I say, I've never been a huge fan of him. If I'm being honest, I never really was a big Mike McCarthy guy, period. Even when he was with the success in Green Bay and success he had with the Cowboys. But I just using him as a generalization as some like that type of guy, like I said, somebody with just credibility, like somebody that's been a proven winner as a head coach, somebody that we're not some first time head coach, some guy that you don't know what you're truly getting. That's all. That's really what I mean. He's just one of the easiest people to use an example for because he is at the very least available. Like people keep throwing Mike Tomlin's name out there. I don't want to talk about Mike Tomlin because Mike Tomlin is not available, and until he becomes available, to me, it's not worth talking about. So, you know, it's just that's just the general rejection. That's all I'm basically getting at. I just want somebody with credibility. Like I said, somebody that when they come in, they own the room. And players on this football team, the very young players that make up this football team, as far as the nucleus of this team, are very, very young, are made up of a bunch of just very, very young players. Somebody that comes in the room, and these guys have no other choice but to respect. That's just all I want. I just want something like that. I don't want some 30-something-year-old head coach coming in here and he's barely older than the oldest guy on the team. I don't want that. I want credibility, man. Because I feel like if you get a coach like those guys, like Tomlin or McCarthy, for instance. Yes, those guys are head coaches. They'll come in and they know how to put together a staff. A staff that can be successful, and that's just where I'm at with it. I'm just tired of looking at what I'm seeing on the field when I watch the New York Giants every week. I'm tired of looking at it. Tired of seeing it. It's a joke. It is a joke. week in and week out. We are the joke of the NFL, man. I just don't get it, and I guess we never will, man. At this point, this another season lost, and here we are, man. Kansas City Chiefs also season lost for them. Unfortunately, they are now officially eliminated from postseason action. The Kansas City Chiefs, 9 straight years winning the AFC West title, man, are officially eliminated from the postseason, and it's not even Christmas time yet. So not even Christmas yet. So they'll have to reload fire and try to figure out something over there, man. That's a powerhouse over in the AFC that is going to be taking off. It's going to be home for the holidays, man, and that's somewhere they have not been in a long, long time. But yeah, that's really all I got, man. Here tonight, get myself ready to go to work in a little bit. But I'll probably be tapping in with some shorts or some other videos at some point this week. Just getting a little more off my chest about this pathetic football team. But if nothing else, you catch me on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with my guy, super dope co-host Adam Costas for another edition of the Real Deal NFC East Roundup. We'll be breaking down this game, breaking down the Eagles and Raiders, and we're breaking down them Cowboys and Vikings that'll be coming that way later on tonight on Sunday Night Football, man. And if the Cowboys win that football game, man, it's still a very much wide open race in the NFC East division. So just for the excitement of it all, wouldn't mind seeing the Cowboys, win it just to make it interesting the rest of the way, man. Because the Eagles, even though they came up big today, they still got work to do, man. They still got work to do for sure. So I know they'll be rooting hard for Minnesota tonight, but at the end of the day, just as a general football fan, I wouldn't mind seeing the Cowboys get the job done and just making this whole thing interesting. But that's just my little thing. I'm not that I'm pro Cowboys or nothing like that. I'm just saying, just as a football fan in general, I just want to see them make it interesting because I feel like if they lose tonight, that's probably going to be it. If they lose the game tonight, but we'll see. We'll know by about 11 o'clock or so tonight. We'll know. But yeah, most definitely appreciate everybody coming out today. Appreciate the support. I've been getting, like I said recently, happy holidays to everyone, man, and make sure y'all go to the stream, hit the like button for me, subscribe if you haven't already. Definitely at least drop a comment, let me know what y'all think, man. It's y'all boy MacDaGiantsFan, man. I'll see y'all next week. Following the game in Minnesota, man. Peace. I'd like to thank you all for listening. If you was feeling this, please take time to subscribe and smack them likes. Feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to ring that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. It's your boy, MacDaGiantsFan. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at MacDaGiantsFan. That's MacDaGiantsFan.